Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Horror. I'm DisturbingPuppet, so this is our first scary game for October, and we've played around with the tutorial a little bit, and I've done a little bit more checking into it and looking some stuff up and learned some things, but today we're going to start into a normal story, and we'll kind of see how things go. So we'll jump into a new story, and then we'll go from there. So we're fine with the current setting. I kind of like the way things are. So we're going to go with the next thing, which is extracurricular activity. So this option will prepare the standard Skeptic playthrough for you, allowing you to start the game without worrying about in-depth stuff for now. So I think we'll do that. Yeah, we don't want random stuff, so we just want kind of the normal setting. So I'll talk about some of the things I learned looking things up in a bit. So we're back in Shiokawa, 1980-something. Something strange is happening to our town. We saw this before in the tutorial. Same thing, robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and your dwindling sanity, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world is at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. I think it's odd that we're not a local. Ah! Okay. Alexandria, 48 BC. The supposed cause of destruction of the Library of Alexandria, a perfect black marble statue, has been recently rediscovered and is currently waiting in the museum of 000, that's odd, for its long-awaited premiere, Old Gods Rule. Both you and your enemies deal extra damage. Okay, backstory, World of Horror, character-exclusive perks only. So we don't get to choose an adventure, I guess. We're just kind of into it. Welcome to World of Horror. Important messages appear here. First time playing, it is technically we did play the tutorial. Welcome and thank you for trying World of Horror, inspired by adventure games of the 80s, very obviously. The visual overload may be initially a little disorienting, true. In this short tutorial, I'll do my best to explain various elements, prepare you to fight the horrible old gods. Powell, creator of the game. Interesting name. This is the main game screen. Here you'll interact with your surroundings, solve mysteries, and fight enemies. This user interface part of the screen, manage inventory, cast spells, access game options. So speaking of cast spells, the thing I was trying to do in the last one, in the tutorial, was figure out how to use, cast a spell to get rid of the enemy I was fighting. Not how it works. So you only use spells, which are combinations of claps and bows, to get rid of ghosts. If it's a physical enemy, you have to physically defeat it. The only thing that was important in the tutorial was having the symbol correct, and then you have to physically beat your opponent. You don't have to do anything else, you don't have to figure out a spell, you don't have to defeat them and then do a spell, none of that kind of stuff. It's just physical, straight-up fight, which is not really well explained. So the tutorial was not very good, so I'm hoping there's a bit more information here about that. So I had to look up some of that stuff to see. So, yeah. Not a great tutorial explaining especially the spell aspects of things and what they do and when they're used. Otherwise, yeah, you're just doing a basic fight. That's you on the right. World of Horror has RPG elements and your attributes are described by the 6 basic stats. Move your cursor over to learn more. So, let's see, we've got stamina, which is kind of our ability to take damage. It represents physical health. Once it reaches 0, you're dead. Reason, it represents stability and will to confront the horrors. Once it reaches 0, your character collapses, so we just go crazy. Strength, used to determine outcome of events and the speed of certain combat actions. Dexterity stats, determine outcome of events and the speed of certain combat actions as well. You'd think this would be damage, that would be speed. That's your perception. Stats are used to determine the outcome of events and the speed. This is just going to say that for everything. Knowledge. Yes, it's going to say the exact same thing. Charisma. We did have something where we saw luck checked going on, but I'm not sure what the guiding stat for that is. Funds, amount of money you can spend. So apparently we have 6 funds. Okay. So we have our inventory. You can keep up to 4 items. To inspect, use, or equip anything you pick up, select it in question from this area. 3 equipment slots. Equipped items do not count towards the 4 limit. A is a weapon used in combat. B and C, trinkets and armor. So we can see that there. We kind of saw that at the tutorial. As you progress with your playthrough, more helpful tips will appear. Would you like to turn combat tutorial on? No, because it kind of limited what I could do, actually. So, we have options of places we can go. It is May 1984, our home, or the lighthouse. We haven't seen a whole lot else. I've got nothing in my inventory. There's nothing up here. No weapon, no armor, no anything, no rituals. So down here we have different things. Spells, nothing's active. Status, we're fine, no damage to us. Allies, we have no allies. Town status, that's new. A feeling of paranoia and discomfort is almost palpable in the air. For you, it's just showing time passed. Okay. And here we can level up. Okay, I was curious about that. We need 100 to level up. Old God, Ithotu. Increase combat damage. Pending zoom is 0%. We've got our options. Okay, so, where's my name? Did my name show up here? I don't see my name. Was it something under self? You? Is there anything there? Apparently not. Yeah, and I'm not sure about saving either once we're in here, but that's something I didn't really see. I'm assuming it saves when we finish a section, because it seemed like the order you play the adventures in matters, but I didn't get a chance to choose which one I played in this. So, not sure how that works either. Let's go home first. Check your mailbox. It's empty. Back in your home, think of your next move. You're not currently investigating any weird mystery. Recent newspaper clipping and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. So we have watch TV, take a bath, change clothes. This is way more in depth than I expected. Take a peek through peephole. Creepy. Go back to town, start a new mystery. Maybe this is sort of our start thing here, so we decide from here. Access storage. So here we can save. Complete one mystery to save progress. Custom mysteries. Okay, so I think we just want to start a new mystery. Since we're here, let's take a look through the peephole just out of curiosity. You don't see anything weird. Okay, well that's certainly a positive thing. We've got like a board here. Is everything? We can get hammered apparently. Huh, move the curtain. That wasn't an option before. Is it going to rain? Popped up. Okay. So we have various different things here. Oh, we found some library notes. Found library notes. Is this the same from the tutorial? It's a trinket. So a book used to gain a random spell. Lose 1 to 2 reasons. So that affects our sanity to get a spell. Not sure. I mean, I guess that's worthwhile. Inspect it. Cover a few dusty and boring books. Sell it. Discard it. Use it. You know what? Let's go ahead and use it. Multiply wound. So apparently we learned multiply wound. Spell. Deals damage to an enemy which increases the lower your stamina. Cost 2 stamina to use. Okay. Forget it. Cast it. So it just fills up a space in my inventory, apparently. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? Anything for myself? Like, it's odd that I don't have a name. Close the drawer. I guess we'll close it. Nothing there. Creepy painting. Light switch. Weird, nothing happens. So hitting the light switch doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. I guess we'll just start a new adventure and go from there, although it seemed like when it started, the doom and stuff is still at 0. Okay. Do we get to choose? Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. So I'm assuming things we find in one might affect the other, and then if we level up and stuff, we'll go from there. So, rotten report of a rancid ramen. Okay. That's nothing. That's nothing. So just... I thought it said 5. Didn't it say 5? This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting. I mean, we could try that one because it's first. Chilling Chronicle of a Crimson Cape. Far Out Fable of a Fear Festival. Spine-chilling Story of School Scissors. So this is the one that we've seen before. So I've discovered 2 endings out of the 4. That's odd. I think one of them was just we died, and then one was that I saved my friend. There's one where if you get the symbol wrong, so I know this because I looked up the thing about the symbol in the spell. If you get the symbol wrong and you defeat the enemy, your friend is dead. So that's one of the other endings. So odd. Maybe, yeah, we can't do that. Let's just do the Rotten Report of Rancid Ramen. Why not? Out of thin air, a brand new ramen restaurant opens in town. It's adored by everyone. There does appear to be a finger in my ramen, though. Once people take a bite, they can't stop. Day and night, the queues stretch out the door. The shambling customers stuff themselves with dish after dish, while the blind owner sits silently behind the counter, grinning and polishing his gleaming knives. You're determined to discover what makes this ramen so enticing. What is its true power? Dog meat? Human meat? The flesh of the gods themselves? Yeah, okay, interesting. I mean, it looks generally... Well, I don't know what the hell that is, but other than the finger, it looks okay. And I was gonna say other than this, which looks like a fish head with a dead eye. I don't know. That's weird. All right, let's go for it. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the location and the rules may change. Watching local news, you spot a familiar street. It's a feature about the newest ramen shop. The food critic has a manic look as he describes the ramen. His descriptions make your stomach churn. That sounds like a bad thing. Dumpster dive, discard 2 item cards to complete. So we can rest. Cost doom to enter, regain stamina and reason. There's stored items which I don't have any of or shouldn't. Can't investigate your home. You're already there. That must be home. Travel downtown, travel to apartments, travel to school, hospital. This one's circled though. Why is it apartments? I thought it's the street. Seaside, forest, village. I wonder if some of this is just translation things. Apartments is just kind of weird. Okay, we'll go to the apartments. Investigate apartments. You're already there. Neighbor. Apartment corridor. You knock on your friend's door and wait. So is it my apartment? I thought the other thing was home. Hey, I'm really busy today. Let's hang out some other time, okay? Okay. So I don't know if we're on a timer as well. Like each action costs a certain amount of time, and we kind of run out, and then we end up being destroyed. So here we just have the neighbor. That's weird. Why is this circled if there's nothing here? So I'm assuming we want to go downtown. Nothing else would really make sense to me, like for where the restaurant is. So let's go downtown. Police station, shop for items, that's it. We can investigate downtown, too. Let's do that. Through the dirty restaurant window, you notice a shady-looking man wearing a jacket covered in strange symbols. He stops in front of a house, visibly nervous. Before he enters the house, he turns around as if he's checking for any unwanted followers. What could it mean? Follow, do nothing, call the police. If we had quick thinking perk, we could also do that, but we don't, I'm assuming. It's not an option. And he went into the house. Let's follow. Perception success. The door is locked, but you repeat the knocking pattern the suspicious man used. A moment later, the door opens and a surprised teen with greasy hair asks who the hell you are. Mistaking these nerds for cultists sure is embarrassing, but deep down you're relieved. Minus 2% Doom. Well, Doom was at 0 anyway, I think, so that's fine. So do I have to find items and then get rid of them to progress? Is that what needs to happen here? I wonder. Huh. I don't know that we're on a timer. Investigate the apartments. We're just going to find our neighbor again or something, probably. Mail day. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. Take a quick look. Staying up late investigating the current case has really increased your electricity bill, minus 2 funds. Well, that's a big bust. Alright. So I think we probably want to go downtown. Yeah, it's like, this is acting like the apartment is our home, but we have a separate home, which is maybe just exit the adventure. I'm not sure. I think we just want to be downtown and just investigate downtown to find information out. Let's continue doing that. Stone statues. Experts are baffled by the sudden appearance of 20 stone statues lined up in a row in the middle of a park. You can cast one spell without paying anything. Okay. Is that a trait that I carry, or is that just gone? Perks? Would that be a perk? No allies, no perks. Town status. Seems fine. Doom, we're at 1%. Bullets, don't know what that is. Have some XP, but not much. Yes, we're dealing with a Thotu. Well, I'm going to keep investigating. I don't really know what else I can do. The school can't really be an issue. The hospital shouldn't be an issue. I don't know why this is highlighted, when it seems like there's nothing I can do there. So we'll check out downtown and see if we can find something. Moving company. It's been almost a year since a childhood friend moved away to another city. He left suddenly without even saying goodbye. In a recent letter, he apologized for the disappearance and asked you to remove the furniture from his flat because he wanted to sell it. In the envelope, you find a key to his apartment. Sure. Failed the strength check. While moving the wardrobe through the doorway, you take a wrong step and sprain your ankle. It's nothing serious, but you'll have a walking problem for a few days, -2 stamina. So I can see how at some points we might want to, go home and rest and get our stuff, sanity and stamina back before we run into anything else. I do have a little bit of money. We could try to shop for items. Cost Doom to enter. Never mind. We won't do that then. Yeah, it's so weird. The way it's got this highlighted, like we need to be checking out the apartments. Let's check again. Wired Preacher. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other end of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of the line puts an accent on real. Hello? Are you still there? Gonna hang up. Put the phone down, a little shaken up. Just how many people did that odd man call today? -1 reason. Okay, not the obvious thing we want to do. Yeah, I wonder if we need to find some items somewhere that we can then discard. So we can do this. Wait, did my spell disappear? No, it's there under spells. Okay. Just not here under weapons or anything. Alright. And my spell is something I play at the moment. I want to use it, right? Yeah, it deals combat damage to an enemy. I don't know that there's really any reason for me to keep checking out my apartments. I think we're probably better off doing something else. We could go rest. I'm going to keep going and investigating downtown. Investigating a shop. Upcoming exhibition. The museum started hanging up posters promoting the Greek art exhibition, unaware of the danger. The opening night may prove to be the last night for all of us. Hotu is coming, and now you know the date. Extra Doom and some experience. Okay, apparently he's a angry Greek god. Nothing up here we can click on. The only true way to investigate is to get into the restaurant yourself. Okay, how do I do that? It's got to be downtown though, right? Can't be home. I wouldn't think it's in an apartment. Unless it means like neighborhood or something instead, and it's possible. But it's acting like this is my home. I think this is like a main menu. This is like where we started before starting the adventure, and this is sort of our home, checking stuff out at home. Forest, seaside, hospital, travel to village. Can I go back and look at the information? Did it say that the restaurant was in the city, or did it say it was in a village? I'm going to keep investigating downtown. Petty thief. When you walk through the crowded space, someone bumps into you and quickly apologizes. Realize what's happening. They stole your wallet. You quickly grab their arm and they drop it before disappearing into the crowd. So we got a little bit of XP. And for XP, we want to check... Is that status? No, under the U thing. So we're at 29, which isn't terrible. Yeah, I wonder if... Check out the village? Or do we just need to find items? Like, maybe that's all we need to do is just find some items randomly, which might be just a strange thing that pops up. Curious bookstore. You've stumbled upon a forgotten bookstore in a small alley. The interior is cluttered with dusty old tomes, animal bones, weird vials, and stuffed exotic animals you don't even recognize. Can I help you? Asked the tiny man behind the counter. I have things that will surely help you in your quest. Buy a spell. Sorry, just looking. We don't have this. Buy a magic item. We do have some funds. So sure, let's buy a magic item. Tiny man hands you a package. I'm sure you'll make good use out of this. So we got corpse dust. So it's a trinket. Gives me extra experience but minus luck. I'm fine with that. We could live with that. We don't have like a luck stat either. And I think the XP is useful. Sure, we'll go ahead and use it. So now, we're up to 51, so we're, getting up there. I'm going to keep investigating, because that was something interesting. Check out the inn. Hilltop Shrine. The trail to an abandoned Shinto shrine is overgrown and steep. However, it could be an important place to investigate. We can take the safe route. Taking the safe route costs you time, but you get to the top without incident. Burnt-out candle wax and dried blood around the shrine means a new sinister cult has claimed this location. A little bit more doom, more XP. Like I said, I'm not sure we're in the right place. Like, this is circled, so I'm just going to keep checking out the apartments. I feel like it's trying to tell me to do that, but it's very weird. It seems wrong. Something seems very wrong. We're going to go look in the lobby and see what's going on. Unfinished painting. While looking around the ransacked room of your recently deceased friend, you discover a half-finished painting of a woman. Her skin is ghastly pale yellow color. The scene is disturbing. You struggle to look at it. Passed a charisma check. Unintimidated by the painting, it gives you new insight into the madness that possessed your friend. Some extra experience. 2 item cards. I guess I did find an item, and I used it instead of tossing it. So we did find one thing. Okay, so now it's saying go downtown. Now it's circled that. Okay, fine. We'll go downtown. You happy now? Investigating the shop. What? Can your nostrils become haunted? Suddenly, an empty bottle smashes on the wall behind you. You cover yourself from the glass fragments and notice a masked assailant holding a baseball bat. Rioter. Okay, so we're into a combat situation. 20 HP. After each sequence, enemies perform an attack, draining your stamina, reason, or all, so -2 all. So she does 2 to everything, which is pretty bad. I don't have a weapon, which is unfortunate. I do have a spell. So if I wanted to use that... It doesn't tell me how much damage it's doing. I am down a little bit of stamina, so maybe it does something. If I try to cast it... It didn't show up here. The wounds of your enemy explode with gore. So it looks like she did take some damage. Wasn't it at 20? I think it was at 20 before. And it seems like that's just a free thing I can do. So I did lose 1 reason to do 2 damage. What we might want to do... There's one that increases... Yeah, we could look for an improvised weapon. Maybe we do that. Let's look for an improvised weapon. Actually, let's see. That was 120. Not this. Defensive actions. So I can't do this and the other one. Could try to run away. Brace for impact. Could brace for impact, and then I think we can still, like, search. Is there enough time? No, we can't. Okay, so we just have to search for a weapon. There's nothing else I can do. I don't have time to do anything else. It'll let me put a dodge in, so I wonder if I can dodge and then improv. So if I dodge... Yeah, then look for a weapon. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, you duck down, grab an item lying on the ground. You found a broken bottle. Ryder assaults me. Ryder grabs a bottle filled with fuel. Not liking that very much. So I do have a broken bottle. One-handed, damage is 3, speed's 90, chance to hit 70, fast to equip. Discarded bottle turned into a weapon. Yeah, let's go ahead and equip that. I can throw it too. Let's use it as a like stabby tool if we need to. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the bottle filled with fuel aimed in my general direction. So we might want to do... We could try to dodge or we could brace. Dodge is 91. Brace is 109. We'll try to dodge and then we'll just go stabbing, I think. 70% chance to hit. We can get a couple attacks out, it looks like. Slash at Ryder, minus 5 health. Okay, we're looking a bit rough. So we did do some hits. There's no way to scroll this up, which I really don't like. So I think we hit the Ryder twice. I think we hit both. Ryder throws a Molotov cocktail at you, you're engulfed in flames, you've sustained a new injury burn. So under status, we now have the burn status. You receive additional combat damage from now on. We're looking a bit rough. We'll probably want to go rest up after the fight. We could just go crazy with the stabs. And I even was like prepped for it. I don't know how much damage. It doesn't tell me. I might have just taken the burn status and no damage, but I feel like I've taken damage as well. So we could just go for a bunch of stabs. Because I'm doing enough damage. Yeah, 3 damage. If I hit you 3 times, you're dead. And I can definitely get 3 hits off. We could go extra chance to hit, stab. Extra chance to hit, stab. Can we do it again? No. Okay. We'll do that. So extra chance to hit, stab, extra chance to hit, stab, stab. Okay. So we landed at least 2, killed the person. Wait, what's that? You found an item. Prescription. The smell around the restaurant is overpowering. Grease, rotten. Is that blood you smell? So the prescription. Important document. Where could you fill a prescription like this? It's a drug prescription. It's for an expensive pharmacy drug. I think we'd have to find a place to go. Like, we have to find the pharmacy now that we have the prescription to use it. But it might only pop up now that we have it. I am looking pretty rough, so I'm wondering if we just go back to my apartments and rest. Might not be the worst idea in the world. I'm assuming Doom will go up when we rest. Let's do one more investigation. Looking pretty banged up. Exhausted. This investigation's starting to take a toll on your health. You feel like you're about to fall asleep standing up. How do you address your weakened state? Take a nap, jog around the block, buy a coffee. Let's take a nap. The world may be falling apart, but you really needed that. Extra stamina, reason, Doom went up as well. 1 ramen, please. The owner's grin widens. Okay, it's just kind of progressing. It's finally your turn to order. I was investigating. That's weird. I don't have anything I can do with this, so it's kind of odd. I mean, we're right here, so I feel like we shouldn't leave. Let's go ahead and just continue investigating, unless we want to shop for items. We don't have any money, so stored items, we've got nothing. Yeah, let's just keep investigating and seeing if it goes through. Investigating a restaurant. It's getting dark as you arrive at the cemetery. What? All of a sudden, a cemetery. And shadows move in fantastic and unaccountable ways between the tombstones. Finding the right grave may prove to be a challenge, especially when you feel someone's gaze on your neck. Whose grave am I looking for? Why? What do you mean the right grave? Like, it's so weird. So we're now in the city at night. So it is nighttime. Let's continue looking. Can't seem to find the right tombstone and waste a lot of time before finally admitting defeat. So extra doom approaching. The Red Bull was pushed in your face. It's so crowded that you're forced to sit on the floor. So here it just gives me the date. It's not telling me time, but apparently, I don't know what happened. I just clicked on the date. Nothing changed, but I got a new achievement unlocked. That's odd. Okay. I feel like there should be more choice. So, like, let me choose where to check out instead of just throwing me some random place. And this advancing should be what I'm doing, not also checking out other things. I feel like there's a lot of weird decisions in this game. It is interesting, but I feel like a lot of odd decisions have been made. I'm going to go to the apartments. Actually, no, we have to go home to rest, don't we? Does that exit out of the, like, the story? We can talk to the neighbor. I would have sworn I saw rest, but maybe that was travel home. Yeah, rest. Cost doomed to enter, regain stamina and reason. I feel like it's probably a good idea to do that. Let's rest. It certainly feels good to be back home. You take a short nap on your bed, you phone your best friend and talk about unrelated stuff. Extra 3 stamina and reason. Time flies by so fast, you prepared yourself to leave and continue your long investigation. Doom goes up. We've got some little mecha robots here and a provocative poster. Anything else? Doesn't seem like anything I can interact with. Okay, I'm assuming we have to just keep investigating here. And eventually we'll resolve the issue with the ramen restaurant. We are pretty banged up. I could rest again. We're only at 22% doom, so I feel like that's not a bad choice. Take a long hot shower. You sit on a couch, read your favorite book, plus 3 more stamina and reason. Again, time goes by quickly, plus 2. That's not bad. It's going up. I'm assuming we have till it reaches 100%. So we're still a little banged up. We could definitely rest again, but I think we'll go ahead and continue for now. So let's continue moving this. I'm assuming we investigate the same area, and then that will progress. Investigating a building. A sudden growl coming from a corner makes you stop. Oh, well that's not nice. We have a ghoul. Look at that. 20 HP, 3 strength damage, or 3 stamina damage, sorry. So we do have the broken bottle, which does okay damage. I am hurt a little bit, so we could also use our spell. I think I want to use the spell at least once. So what's your current health? You're currently at 20. So let's go ahead and use this. We just cost us 2 stamina. Actually, that's quite a bit. Let's see. So it cost me 2 to do 2. I don't really think that's that useful. If it was reason for damage, I could do that a bit better, I think. So I think we're probably better off just go stabbing, since we do actually have a weapon. So, what we're going to do... I could look for another weapon, maybe find something a bit better. Since I did take some damage already, do I want to try to do this, or do we just go stab crazy? I think we just go stab crazy. My chance to hit is 60%, which actually is a bit low. Kick is 80%, does 3 damage. This is 4 damage, 67. Maybe we're better off just kicking, because this is also faster. Because I do 3 damage per kick. I can get off 4 kicks. That's 12 if we land them all. So we hit 3. The ghoul bites you. I really wish it would show damage here. There's nothing I can click on and we can't scroll this. But I think we did really good. So we did, I think, 9 damage there. Just by kicking like crazy. So I think we just do the same thing. It's fast with a really good chance of landing hits. I just need to land 3 of them and you're dead. Okay, I missed 3 that time. We only got 1. Ghoul bites you. We're down to 10 stamina. So you're doing 3 stamina damage on a hit. So we definitely want to rest after this, I think. I'm just going to go kick crazy here. Same thing. There we go. Ghoul is dead. Defeated the ghoul plus 10 XP. Resolve combat. With a slick hand, you fill a vial with the soup and walk out. All without tasting the weird dish. So we still have the dumpster dive here as an option. We've now got blood all over my screen. There's the lab now to check out, but I think we probably want to go home if we can. Although it doesn't seem like we have the option now. How are we doing as far as XP? We're getting really close. Full log. Oh, we can actually look at it here. Okay. It just goes back a little bit. Yeah, that's an odd choice to have it here. So yeah, we landed 3 out of 4, then 1 out of 4, then got the first 2, got the 10 XP. Well, I guess we have to go to the lab now. I don't really have a choice. I don't have it listed, but we should have the vial. So we go to the lab. Lab results. With the pulling of some delicate strings, you get the ramen into a lab. While handing over the gathered material, you hesitate. What should you send to the laboratory? I mean, I only have the choice of ramen. A mere day later, your friend rings your door. Her face is pale, and in a shaking hand, she holds an analysis sheet. You usher her in and bolt the door. You feel ill looking at the charts. While they couldn't identify some of the particles, they did discover a highly addictive drug in the broth. The ramen restaurant must be closed immediately. A week later, police and government officials are looking over where the ramen restaurant used to be. Nothing remains but a gap in the street and aimless, confused customers. You'd like to believe that was the end of it, but snippets in newspapers from other cities unsettle you. Brief articles about an exciting new ramen restaurant opening and its mysterious owner keep showing up. You can no longer eat noodles without feeling ill. Ending B. So knowledge is key, plus 30 experience. There's still hope, minus doom. Time passes, plus 1 day. So actually, maybe this doom is for us to complete all of the different adventures. The old god stirs. Click here to reveal the event. And we've got a new level we can go up. Let's see what this is. Fetid fumes. The air feels heavy, making it hard to breathe. So is that here? Your rest action is less effective. Oh, that sucks. Because we definitely need to rest. Anyway, let's go ahead and do our level up. Let's see what that entails. Available perks. Leadership, Outdoorsman, Running Shoes. You advance to the next experience level. Choose 1 perk and 1 stat upgrade. So we get 1. We could also get a big boost to something. So Leadership, plus 1 Charisma. Outdoorsman, extra luck. Running Shoes, smaller doom penalty from running from combat. That's actually pretty funny. It seems like we often have weird luck stuff pop up. The charisma could be good too. Can I look at my stats? If I jump out of this. Charisma is currently 6, so it's not terrible. I'm assuming this is out of 10. It could be more than that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Outdoorsman with the luck. So let's take Outdoorsman. As far as the other stats go, what do we want? I definitely want this? Oh, it's either or. Okay. Can we do this? Yeah, okay. So we get a stat increase or we get a bunch of increase to our health. I wonder if we actually recover between stuff. So we can get a 1 point stat increase or we can get +6 stamina or reason. I think getting extra stamina makes way more sense. I feel like that's way more useful. So let's do that. So it did immediately go up. So we have the outdoorsman skill. Oh, I still have my stuff. I still have the broken bottle. We still have the prescription. Okay, so that's an adventure down. Inside your mailbox, you find a small key. What is that doing in there? Take it. Back home, you think of your next move. So that was the end of the investigation, so we can go ahead and save now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Save progress. Decide to spend some time with your family, living in a nearby town, and rest. Feeling tainted by the horror you've experienced here deep inside, you know you will one day be forced to return. You shouldn't take all these weird items with you, they'll await you in the storage. Student allies will return to the schoolyard. So I think I have to like save and exit. I'm not sure if it actually saved, so I want to make sure. But either way, we'll go ahead and wrap up our first investigation there. So the creepy ramen restaurant, not a huge deal, but we did run into one supernatural enemy, and I got horribly, horribly lit on fire by a rioter in a small Japanese town, which seems pretty unlikely. But anyway, this has been more World of Horror. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Until then, have a good one.